Hey there guys, Portal Master 9351 here, and today I'm here with my friend Jackson,
Oh, hi.
and we're going to be talking about E3 coverage. So, yesterday the EA press conference took place, and me and him wanted to just kind of talk about the news that was broken yesterday, and we'll be doing this for the remainder of E3. But like I said, today we are going to be talking about what was announced at EA. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
real
you want to
quick,
say?
real quick. Whose idea was this?
Oh, it was yours. It was your
It was
idea.
my idea.
He
Thank
thought
you.
he
I
thought it would
wanted.
be cool to feature him.
He did.
Shameless self promotion on his friend's channel. Okay,
Mm,
so I've got an article pulled up here, and we're just gonna kind of work our way down that about the EA stuff. Now, just a quick little disclaimer: I have not actually watched the full press conference. I've just been reading about it. Jackson, however, he has been reading all about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the entire conference. I didn't watch it live, but I did watch the entire conference, minus some of the Battlefront gameplay.
That's dedication, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just work our way down this article, and let's talk about probably the biggest announcement yesterday, which was of course Star Wars Battlefield, or not Battlefield, Star
See, I want to
Wars
say Battlefield 2.
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll let you kind of kick this off.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily the biggest announcement in my opinion. Well, it definitely wasn't the best because we kind of all knew it was coming. But it definitely looks good because for those who have watched the conference, I know you haven't, but they had a person come out, and I can't really remember her name. Oh, her name was Janina Gavankar.
Mhm.
She did the motion capture, and she did the voice of the main character in the new single player campaign,
Yeah.
which if I don't think they showed too much of it, but from looks of it, you're playing from the point of view from an Imperial woman, and
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what happens throughout it, but
Yeah.
it sounds really cool.
Yeah, see, I never actually played Battlefront, and you know, I played it a couple times, like with you,
Yeah.
at that event. But the thing is that you know, it. I never saw why I would want to get it because it didn't have some sort of a campaign you could play when you weren't playing, you know, online or with other people or something like that. So I would say it's definitely a really good thing that they added that single player campaign.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because as soon as I bought it, like after a couple of weeks, I realized I was like, I really regret buying this because I don't really play online games.
Right, right. And I
There,
mean, there's a difference between see an old like something like Overwatch. Let's say something like Overwatch. It's okay for everything to be online because it's like, you know, that's kind of like the whole point of the game. But then, you know, for console people might not be as used to playing online, and so it never made sense to me to have a console game that could only be played online.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I played Destiny, but I feel like Destiny is similar to that. Like it can only play Destiny can only play online, can it not?
I've actually never played Destiny, so I'm not 100%
That's right,
sure.
because you don't own a PlayStation or an Xbox. You only own Nintendo stuff.
Yes.
Shame on you.
Nintendo
So
and
hardcore.
PC Master Race.
But
Right
I
here.
will agree, Nintendo is best, but it's still good to branch out.
Yeah.
But no, I believe they've done it with other games. It's just I feel like people were expecting stuff because especially because they called it Star Wars Battlefront, similar to the older games
Mhm.
where they were definitely single player, weren't necessarily
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
And I do think it was a mistake, and I feel like everybody kind of agreed that it needed a single player campaign.
Mhm.
Whether or not it'll be any good, we'll have to wait and see. But I know it was really cool what they did during this press conference was they had John Boyega. He's the guy who plays Finn in The Force
Yeah.
Awakens. He didn't come out because he's actually in London, but he recorded a video for it.
Yeah.
And saying that he's excited about it because his tweet is what really got the push behind it for a single player campaign.
Yeah. Well, see,
And also, they announced that Finn is actually going to become a playable character along with Captain Phasma, but not until around the time of the new Star Wars movie release.
well, see, I like that there's going to be more characters. I think diversity is always a good thing,
Oh, yeah,
especially in
definitely.
games like that. I also like on here the vehicles. That looks like a really cool element that's going to add a lot of new interactions in the game.
Definitely. I think one of the videos and some of the gameplay they showed was a tank,
Mhm.
like a battle droid separatist tank, blowing up Naboo. And I
Yeah.
think that's
And there's stuff in space, which is cool too.
which they had some space stuff. I feel like they definitely had some.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I played Battlefront, but They had some, I know, like X-wing and stuff you could fly in the game.
Yeah.
It's just been a long time since I played it. I can't remember if they were in space or not.
Yeah.
But I definitely think they've expanded that a little bit because I think that was one of what I thought was one of the cooler things in Battlefront, or one of the things I was excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't played it a whole lot though, and neither of you, so we can't really talk about that too much. Question: are you going to get Battlefront 2?
It's gonna depend on a lot of different things. Like, do I get a PS4 or not?
Say if you get a PS4, will you get Battlefront 2?
Probably. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah.
I do too. I agree. I think I'm going to get one as well. I think I'm going to get Battlefront 2 as well.
Yeah.
I got Battlefront 1. I kind of regretted it because it didn't really have much single player, but this one I think they fixed that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good.
Yeah. So I think we'll move on to the next thing on here, which is of course Anthem. So I mean, basically Anthem is EA/BioWare's version of Destiny, essentially.
Yeah, I believe Anthem is one of the few new IPs revealed at this, and they didn't show too much during this press conference. We'll talk about it more during the Microsoft conference.
Mm.
They showed a little teaser, basically teased at the end. Watch the Microsoft conference for more. So
Right.
we'll definitely get into that a lot.
Cross promo sort of thing. But I mean, just the whole concept of like, monsters and characters and high sci-fi, high fantasy settings with like powered armor. It's like Destiny.
Well,
I've never even played Destiny, and it just kind of.
I've played Destiny, but what it reminded me more of, for some reason, was Fallout. It felt more Fallout-y to me, but I could just need to watch it again. It definitely felt like some Destiny too, but it reminded me Fallout's what first came to mind.
Yeah. Just the description of it and just the whole aesthetic of it didn't remind me of Destiny, but I can see why it would remind you of Fallout now that I kind of think about it. That does definitely make sense, but
I'm a little more familiar with Fallout. That's probably why it came to mind.
Oh, that would make sense. But see, it seems kind of like I'm all for original new IPs and stuff like that. It's just seems kind of Destiny has exploded in popularity. Destiny's incredibly popular. It seems kind of weird that they would try to actually like directly fight Destiny like that.
I mean, are they trying to fight it, or are they just trying to mooch off the success?
Maybe so. I mean,
they're pulling a Disney Infinity.
That's true. That would make sense. But Disney Infinity was a ripoff. You should go watch my video about how it was a ripoff. But yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much all there is about Anthem. Not a lot has been revealed yet. We'll talk a little bit more about that during the discussion of the Microsoft press conference. The next thing on here to talk about is called A Way Out. So you want to start talking about that one?
This game looks amazing. So it's from I believe they're Swedish developers. I can't really remember, but they made the game called The Fantastic Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Oh no, sorry, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Kotaku just happened to call it Fantastic.
Yeah.
But no, apparently that was a really good game. I actually never heard of it until I saw the conference.
Yeah.
But I watched the trailer for A Way Out, and it looks amazing, and the concept behind it has me so interested.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. There's not a lot of games that force co-op. That's not a common thing.
It's definitely not, and the fact that it's forced co-op, and it can be done online, but Josef, the dude who directed the game, he specifically said this is really meant to be a sitting on the couch with your buddy playing it. So obviously me and Portal Master are going to do a playthrough together at some point.
Well,
you want to force them to.
There was a game announced today, correct me if I'm wrong, but it does force the couch co-op thing, right?
I think that's what I think this is what you're thinking of. And I feel like I've heard other people say it about this, but no, this game can be played online. Because one of our friends, actually, I was talking to him earlier, Daniel, he said it was forced, and I told him no, it is online.
Okay, I misread that text in the group chat then.
Yeah, no, it's because that's what he said, and I corrected him.
Yeah.
It's not forced, although I think Josef said you won't get like the full experience. It's not as good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it does look cool. I mean, the concept behind it, to me, seems absolutely amazing. And, like we were saying, it's really weird to have a game that does force the co-op, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction for this sort of, sort of connected play between people. So I definitely think it's a really cool concept. And the graphics and just the game overall looks. I mean, it's visually stunning, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry to pull back the curtain here a little bit, but Thomas, is your video up? Because I cannot see you.
I can see myself.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't see you, so I was confused. I was concerned for the video's sake. But as far as the graphics are concerned, it looks amazing.
Mhm.
I was watching this, and I don't believe you've ever seen Shawshank Redemption, but I know I've talked
I've
to you
seen
about
parts of Shawshank Redemption, and
I know I've talked to you about it because I love that movie.
Yeah.
And it felt really Shawshank to me, and I loved that.
And see, that's what I thought of when I first saw this. I was like, this is like Shawshank Redemption, the video game.
I would play that video game. I love Shawshank Redemption. But no, I feel like that's exactly what we're getting. We're getting that, except it's basically as if Red escaped with Andy in Shawshank, but it just seems really good because it's not. I thought at first it was just gonna be a prison game, but it's actually they escape prison and they do stuff outside the prison. So it's gonna be real interesting to see where the game goes. I'm really excited to play it. This is actually the game that gave me the idea to even do this because it made me think of you, and then I came up with the idea to do the EA or the E3 coverage.
Made you think of me? Oh,
I know.
I'm so touched.
Yeah. I know. I was but it's like, who else is gonna spend time playing a game with me?
Yeah.
That's required to do this.
Do we want to move on to Need to Speed now?
Yeah, I think we move on for Need to Speed. I think we've talked enough about Way Out. We're really excited for it, and that's probably, honestly, while I'm on the subject, that's probably my favorite game to come out of the conference.
Is that the one you consider the biggest announcement?
I don't know if it necessarily was the biggest, but it was definitely the best. I think
the most surprising announcement from this is definitely Anthem.
I wasn't expecting Anthem. I had never actually heard of Anthem yet, but
I hadn't heard of it, and I definitely wasn't expecting EA to try to go toe to toe with someone like Activision.
It definitely didn't seem like something they would have done. I think they probably could have just waited to do the announcement with the Microsoft conference, but I feel like they're hyping it up a little bit.
Right.
So I will just have to wait and see what they show during the Microsoft conference, I guess.
Okay, so we'll go to Need for Speed now. Now, I personally am not the biggest fan of racing games overall.
Except for Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart's kind of cool, but I mean, still, just overall, racing games just really aren't my thing. But I will say that the graphics of this definitely look amazing, and I'm sure that for the people that do enjoy those types of games, this is going to be a really, really awesome game for those types of people. And I think it looks good if you're into that, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to see more because right now, as far as the trailer, it looked amazing. It looks interesting, and I actually do like racing games. I am really good at Mario Kart. I played some Need for Speed games. I do enjoy them. I enjoy the Fast and the Furious movies, and this feels very Fast and Furious. But I didn't see anything in this trailer that I couldn't get from playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, that does make sense. And honestly, if it was between a straight up racing game and Grand Theft Auto, which one are you going to go with? I'm
going to go with Grand Theft Auto, but the thing is, the reason I feel like this does so much that, like, makes me lean towards Grand Theft Auto more is just because Need for Speed's always been its own thing. All right, so where were we leave off?
You were talking about how what you were talking about was how Need for Speed is its own thing and Fast for Furious.
So okay, I think I know what we're talking about. So sorry about that cut, but yeah, Need for Speed's always been its own thing. It's always been racing, but I feel like it's trying to be too Grand Theft Auto now, or too Fast and the Furious, because it basically has done exactly what Fast and Furious did. It started as racing and street racing, and just moved into more heist, criminal stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe once we see more, I'll be a little more inclined to buy it. But so far, it's like if I want to run heist, I'm just gonna go play Grand Theft Auto because these heists seem like only car based, while Grand Theft Auto's heist, you have to like plan and then execute the heist on foot and then get in your car.
It's a much more thought out gaming system setup.
It is, but I feel like Need for Speed has obviously never been known for its foot stuff, like doing stuff as a person. It's always driving. But I do think it'll be a good installment for the people who are Need for Speed fans. But as far as me, I'm not too excited for it yet. We'll have to wait and see what else they show.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So
move on.
Well, I'm gonna kind of lump these three together because I'm not a terribly big follower on these sports games, but we've got FIFA 18, Madden 18, and NBA Live 18. So lots of 18 things. So I guess I'll say a couple of things before I get too into it. Obviously, the graphics are a good. They all look good visually. I mean, that's pretty much that's pretty much a thing nowadays. Almost every game is going to look good from a visual standpoint. But
I mean, they're basically what you would expect out of a sports game because obviously they've done all the sports games for the longest time, and it's the yearly installment. Every year they do a new sports game. But I did see some interesting things. I'm not a huge sports game fan. I'm like, why would you waste your time playing?
It's like either play video games or play sports.
But not both. But then people could also say the same thing about driving. You might as well. Why drive in life? Although you can't go really, really fast in your car, you might die.
You can't drive into a storefront.
Yeah,
and then pull a policeman out of their car, punch him in the face, and get in their car.
Well, I digress. The sports debate is a debate for another day. Anyways, I'm not a huge sports fan. I have played a little bit of Madden because I'm a football fan. I'm an NFL fan, so I have played a little bit of that. But as far as what they're doing with the sports games to make them better and to make it worth your time to maybe buy the newest installment.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, never buy a sports game the year it comes out. Because it'll be $60 when it comes out. The year later, it's $5.
Right. And that's the thing. I guess that's the thing I don't understand about yearly sports installments. I really just think they should do DLC. But I think the story mode implementation is kind of a cool feature on a lot of them. And
FIFA 17 had story, but I'm not really sure. And I think it's going to be a similar thing in FIFA 18.
It's better this time. It's kind of from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was kind of a beta test.
Yeah, and one thing, I know you were telling me about FIFA. One thing I do appreciate about these sports games is the attention to detail that they play. Like they had a soccer player actually come in and do all the motion capture for FIFA 18 so that everything would be absolutely 100% correct, pristine, and just absolutely spot on. And I do have to say, I really, really commend their efforts to try to make it as detailed as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they're trying to make this newest FIFA game, and maybe they've done it in the past. I haven't really been following it, but especially for FIFA 18, they're making it for the soccer fans. Mm-hmm. And of course, I say soccer because we're us American Yankees, and we say soccer and not football like the rest of the world. But I really feel like it's for football, soccer fans.
Yeah, I mean,
not necessarily just for gamers.
I think a lot of these sports games really are for people who do play the sports. Rather, they're more for athletes than they are for gamers, honestly. That's the impression I've always gotten from these sports games.
I would agree. It's for the athletes or it's for fans of the sports, like people who probably will never have their chance to play in the NFL, but they can come play as their favorite team and play against other people. And they are fun games. Mm-hmm. And I do understand the appeal, and I understand why they keep making them, because, I mean, players change each year.
Yeah.
You get new teams, new players, new rosters, so the teams do change. So I understand why you would keep getting a new game, but I also could see you upgraded doing DLC as well. Although I think it's kind of, at this point, a guaranteed moneymaker for EA.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they make the new ones. It's just... It doesn't appeal to me that they do it that way. I understand why they do it that way. I mean, it's like, does Activision really need a new Call of Duty game every single year? No. But do they make one? Yeah, they do. Do they need a Skylanders game every year? No. But do they make one? Yes. I mean...
They never needed a new Skylanders game. Skylanders sucks and it's garbage and should die.
Okay, see, I volunteered to do this out of the kindness of my heart, but you're really pushing it here, buddy. Really pushing it here.
No, I've actually never played Skylanders, for all those out there who are Skylanders fans. So any trash talk I do of Skylanders is just a joke. I don't really have anything against it.
Your Twitter's gonna blow up. That one guy has gone after you before on Twitter. I think is it Skyfan91 that's gone after you on Twitter before because you've said stuff.
I don't remember.
Yeah, somebody's gone after you. It's funny.
Oh, I remember that. I posted a comment on. It was when the rumors were going around of Skylanders are dead,
Oh
and I
yeah.
posted a comment about it, and it's a joke because me and you are obviously friends in real life. It was obviously a joke, but they didn't know that.
And I was like, he's a friend, you idiot. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
But I mean, I think that's pretty much it for EA. So just kind of a quick little recap for what EA had. They had Battlefront 2. They had Anthem, the new Destiny kind of competitor. They had A Way Out, this awesome new Prism Break, not Prism Break.
Yeah.
That's a Skylander. Prison Break game. And they had Need for Speed, pretty straightforward there. And of course they had FIFA, Madden, and NBA for all the sports fans out there. So
Yeah. For those of you who who didn't watch the conference, I would say definitely go watch some of the trailers, see for yourself. I would actually recommend watching the conference. I do think it was an interesting conference, and I think it started out with the sports games, and I believe it started out with Madden. And when the conference starts out, they actually have a drum line of professional drummers, and they're all wearing Patriots shirts. They're all wearing Tom
that's
Brady
pretty cool.
jerseys.
That's pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty cool, but that's how they started out. It was an interesting conference, and the people who were talking were really interesting people, and you get a real inside look into some of the game's development on a lot of stuff. Like for Battlefront 2, we didn't mention this, but they actually brought in a bunch of people, like the really talented Battlefront 1 players. They actually flew them out to Europe.
You can tell EA pays attention to detail. They pay attention to their fans. They know what makes them good.
They do. There's a reason EA's been around this long, and they're not going anywhere. I think it was definitely a solid conference, and we'll just have to wait. And so I think it's a good start to E3.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So we'll just have to wait and see what else we have to come. I personally can't wait for the Nintendo conference. I know you're looking forward to the Sony conference. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And Thomas, I'm going to make you put a link to the A Way Out trailer in the description.
I'll put a link to the Kotaku article so you can check out the Kotaku article that we're basing this video off of, basically.
If you're not gonna check out any of this crap, at least go check out the A Way Out trailer because that game looks so good. I'm really excited for that game.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have to talk about for EA's conference. So I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. We're going to be recapping all of the information coming from all of the press conferences from E3 coming very soon as part of the effort to expand my channel into gaming in general. And I do definitely want to thank Jackson for helping encourage me to do this with him, especially since he knows a little bit more about gaming in general than I do. But anyways, like I said, that is pretty much all I have for you guys today. This has been Portal Master 9351, and that has been Jackson. And
Thank you for having me on.
And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!